Hello again, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Columbo Fan Walk and Talk 5, I think it is. Today, I want to talk about the Jack Cassidy villain episodes. I think there's 3 episodes with him. I think that's the most episodes of anybody, at least in the 70s series. Robert Culp was also at 3. Let's see, what Robert Vaughn did he do? He did the cruise ship. He did the Commodore. Was there a third one with him? I think there's only 2 with him. And everything else, I can only let's see. Maybe there was a double criminal one. But anyway, so let's talk about the Jack Cassidy. First of all, he was on the very first, not the pilots. There was 2 pilots. He was not on that, but he was on the first season, first episode. Let's do that right. That's the one where a couple of them were about publishing books, but this was he was a part of a writing team, and apparently he was not the writing half of the writing team, and his writing partner wanted to go off and write on his own. His contract was up. He wanted to go off and do something else. So he's going to end the writing team, right? Which means that Jack Cassidy, or Mr. Kensington, I think his name was, would not be able to write anymore and not make any money. So apparently Jack Cassidy took care of a lot of the publicity of the writing team and didn't do any of the writing. So he invites his writing partner down to his cabin on the sea down south of LA and around San Diego, I think, and plans to kill him there. Then he stopped in for some supplies at the toothy lady who I mentioned episodes ago about. Anyways, she had a fondness for Jack Cassidy. Was always interested in what he's doing, so happened to notice that he was in town. Anyways, he went down and got some supplies with her, and I think she may have noticed that his partner with him. Anyways, so Jack Cassidy has his partner call his wife, say we'll be back and blah blah blah, and I'm stuck writing. Oh, that's right. I'm stuck writing in the office, and then on the way out of the office he says, I have to go back and get my cigarette lighter. And in the meantime trashes the office to make it look like there was kind of that he was kidnapped or something, right? But he actually went down to San Diego with his partner and kills him there, right? And puts him, let's see, what does he do? He kills him there, but drives his body back to his house and throws the body on the lawn to make it look like it was a warning killing of the mob or something that he had was exposing. We're going to expose them in a future book or something. So does he go back later? I think he Oh, does he go back later? And he ends up having to. Oh, that's right. Uh, so that woman heard the toothy girl. Here's the news of the killing, and happens to run into Jack Cassidy up in Los Angeles at a theater or a show or a Broadway show or something. And she says, "Oh, I know something." I think she wanted to bribe him to either be his lover or whatever, get him to like her. So she kind of says, I know you're a bad boy. You were down at the cabin, and I realized that you probably killed your partner, and so she has to be killed, obviously, right? But anyways, that was so good. But Columbo comes in on the scene. Anyways, that was a good episode, but it doesn't have a lot of the. I think that one was directed by Steven Spielberg. Was that one? I think. So, anyways, it's a good episode, but they're still developing the character, right? So, there's not a whole lot of humor. A lot of the later episodes have more humor. And then there is, I can't remember the order, but the magician, Jack Cassidy, that kills the restaurant owner, the club owner, because I think he's taking 50% or something, charging. He knows of his Nazi past and is threatening to expose him if he doesn't pay up on the deal they have. Like, he pays 50% of all of his earnings to this guy that provides him with a venue for his magic, but he's getting sick and tired of that. So it's a really good one, episode, and there's a lot of favorite scenes in it, but I like the scene where Jack Columbo, beautiful Columbo, attends the show and brings with him some handcuffs that are supposedly uncrackable, but Columbo wants to test his skill at that, and gives him a challenge in the middle of the show. And he says, I don't think you can get out. He really thinks he can get out of it, but I don't think you can get out of these. But he just likes to prove this to the people and show them how skillful you are or whatever. And his ego gets to him, and he can't resist. So he decides on showing the crowd and Columbo and that he can get out of those, and he gets out of them, right? And Columbo said, I knew you could. And that's about where Columbo begins to thoroughly suspect him as the murderer, right? But it's just a great scene. I won't go into too much detail, but it's the second appearance of Wilson. He has a different first name and middle name than the other episode, but he says, "Oh, Mr. Columbo, I'm so pleased to be able to work with you again." And Columbo shows up in an old, or a brand new raincoat that's not his usually ragged raincoat. And Columbo is stifled by this stiff raincoat. He says, "I can't," he rips it off. He says, "I can't think of this." And then Wilson keeps finding it in very odd places. Columbo obviously wants to lose it and be able to tell his wife that he lost the raincoat. Wilson keeps finding the raincoat. He's just, oh, Columbo, you forgot your raincoat. But it was a great scene. How many minutes have we got? We've got 10 minutes. And then the other episode is where Jack Cassidy plays a publisher, Greenleaf Publications, I think it is, and he has a red hot writer. He's actually a writer in real life, not a great actor. But who's the name of that guy? That something Malone, or was that the character? Anyways, I can't remember his real name, but he is a real writer, not a great actor. But he wants to get out of his contract and go over to another publishing company, and Jack Cassidy is not going to have that. So, hold it. Am I getting confused? Okay. Oh yeah. So again, a double murder. Jack Cassidy hires this ex-convict to murder him, and kind of strings him along by pretending that he's going to publish his book on how to blow up everything, or how to blow up anything in 10 steps. This kind of creepy looking guy, villain, is great. So he hires him to kill the writer, and then Columbo has to kill him later and somehow make it look like that the guy that really did the killing, that he wrote the synopsis of this new book about Vietnam, and so Jack Cassidy attempts to frame the guy. He's dead, of course, but frame him with all the evidence that he was the one that did the killing. But that was a good one. It was kind of a fancy what do they call it, alibi that he sets up for himself, that Jack Cassidy pretends to be drunk that night someplace, and then he gets found by the police, and so, oh shoot, he doesn't remember what happened. At first he said, I don't remember, it couldn't have been me, but it was my gun, he had my key, and to get into the office, and boy, I don't remember it, but blah blah blah. So he's kind of playing dumb, and then when he was drunk the night before up at this bar, up out in the country somewhere, he gets an offender bender with an older couple and makes a big stink about it, and really is rude to the people and causes them to either file a claim with his insurance or something. Anyway, so then he goes off and pretends to be asleep and found by the police, thrown in jail. But then the couple that he had the fender bender with end up being his alibi, because exactly at the time he was having that fender bender in the country with these people, that guy he hired was killing this golden goose novelist. Anyway, so it was some good plot there. And let's see, is that the third? Let's see, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I guess I talks about all the Jack Cassidy ones. Anyways, I love the sidekicks he gets. He gets some different sidekicks in different shows, but for a while he had on two. Beautiful. Columbo had two sidekicks. Wilson on 2 episodes, and he really plays a good. Really wants to overachiever. Just wants to get ahead in his career and please Columbo, and there's really some fun scenes and comedic scenes that involve him. But again, all 3 of those episodes I highly recommend. The producers apparently like Jack Cassidy. He uses it 3 times. So do the math. Anyways, I'm going to sign off, and thank you for listening.